Welcome to Comics, Games, and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Cosmic Comic, Games, and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Hi everyone, Jason Hunt here, inviting you to join us every Saturday morning for news. The week's headlines in science fiction, fantasy, horror, comic books, video games, plus Comic-Con updates and the weather, and the occasional interview along the way. We call it Good Morning Multiverse. We hope you join us every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, right here on Sci-Fi for Me TV.
We've crossed paths more than once. I've whispered in your ear, shown you harmless little temptations. I am unknowable, yet you know me intimately. But you can always know me better. Collected here are 20 twisted tales that will thrill, chill, incite, and delight you from some of the most imaginative minds your species has to offer. This exclusive Indiegogo printing of The Devil You Know Better will be limited and numbered, with signatures from Mike Barron and Hart D. Fisher. Stretch goals achieved for this campaign will add interior chapter illustrations by Stefano Cardacelli. The Devil You Know Better. Back it on Indiegogo today, while you still can.
And good evening, everybody. I am your host, RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, Chief Envelope Looker for, I do stuff. That's what I do. I can't even talk tonight. It's been one of those days that was a lot longer than the time that actually passed. So I rushed home, got all this done, not feeling like I want to do anything but go to bed in a little bit. So, you might not see me much later, except that you will, because gonna have another show at 10:30 Central. Yeah, I'm staying up late tonight. Perfect night for it. Tonight, though, the fun stuff, the good stuff, the stuff that I do feel good about is getting into talking about crowd-funded comic books and the projects that you out there in the indie community are putting together. So tonight, please welcome with me to the stage here, the digital forum, Mr. Comics Aardvark. How you doing tonight, Mr. Vark?
Good evening, RJ. I'm doing well. Things things are going well with the campaign, so I'm in high spirits this week.
Yeah,
And,
you are funded, so it's always a good place to be.
yeah. We're funded and we're short. As of right now, only about $75 away from our first stretch goal being unlocked. So, yeah. So a lot of good things going on. Very excited.
Well, that's fantastic. Let's show the people what the campaign is and remind them, by the way, that at any time that you want to check it out up close and personal, the link is right below the video. You can get out there to Indiegogo and throw your money at this thing. Woody, good evening. Welcome to the show. Glad you're out there watching. I always appreciate you being in the audience. So we've talked about Aquila before. I got to say it right. I want to almost put a Spanish Aquila on it.
A lot of people do.
How do you say it?
At first I called it Aquila. I created the character in 2017. For as long as I had known the word, I pronounced it Aquila. But then I got into contact with Michael Odin earlier. Well, I think towards the end of last year, early this year. And he is an expert in Roman history. And so Aquila, it's a Latin word, and he pronounces it Aquila. But then there's been a lot of debate going back and forth about whether or not it's Aquila or Aquila. I'm fluctuating between the two at the moment. So you can say it however you want.
Yeah, I took 3 years of Latin myself, and I do think that the QU, it varies.
Yeah.
So they you say populusque, so you get the qua sound in it. So there's no reason why it couldn't be Aquila.
Right.
But maybe there.
I don't know.
It could be Northern and Southern Latin for all we know. They pronounce it in different sections differently.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't affect. A rose by another name still smells as sweet, right? So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, I'm going strictly off still existent brain cells from the last time. Aquila is a space cop.
That's right. Yeah.
On a planet in this solar system, but not this planet.
Yeah. Well, he's a space cop in the solar system, so he goes to all the planets, moons, asteroids, and anything else that's floating in our solar system. Yeah. Every solar system has got one Phoenix Guard. That Phoenix Guard is always recruited from one of the planets within the solar system that he's patrolling. And Aquila is the first and only human Phoenix Guard. So,
and I'm assuming at the end of the day, like any other police officer, he goes home to Earth, or does he?
He's always on duty.
Always on duty.
Yeah, he's always on duty. So he doesn't get much sleep, but thankfully, he's equipped with a lot of science fiction style, stimulants that are, that
I remember Green Lantern one time was exhausted and getting ready to go home, and he got an emergency call. He's like, all right, well, I'll just, irradiate myself and have program my ring to destroy all the fatigue cells in my body. I'm like, really? That's what you got? Fatigue cells? That's what makes you tired? Okay. And he was like, perked up. Raiden Radio says, having a title whose pronunciation confuses people, that must suck. Coming from the guy with a book called Eudaimonia, I can completely relate to that. Thank you, Matt. Good seeing you out there, man.
Hail, Raiden.
So this story here, this is the first of an arc, or is this a more of a one shot?
Yeah, this is a one shot. All Aquila comics are going to be for the foreseeable. They're going to be short kind of one shot stories, very episodic. But there's stuff going on in the background that affect future stories.
The classic way of telling comic book stories, one and done, but subplots that go on.
Yeah, I figured being a first-time creator, this is my first time I'm crowdfunding anything, first time I'm putting any writing really out into the world to be consumed. And I thought, best keep it simple. A lot of people go into these projects and they've got these aspirations for grand epics, and fair play to you if you do, but I thought I'll put out a book that's short, that's very affordable, that's very digestible, and hopefully, big things can come in small packages, and people can enjoy this book.
I love the penciling on this and the shading. And I know you have a stretch goal for colors, but I'd be perfectly happy if you didn't get the colors. I want you to make the money, of course, but I'm just saying it looks good the way it is.
Yeah, well, I think the last time I was on this channel, we had a different artist. About, I want to say like 70 days ago. It was fairly not very long ago, but my book was completely finished. It was completely done, but the art had been done by a different artist. And when I say it was lettered, it was PDF file ready to go.
Okay.
All we needed to do was recuperate the money and pay for printing and so on. But I wasn't happy with the art, and so thankfully, Kari Salviejo was wrapping up her pages for SBQR right about this time, and so Michael kind of him and I went back and forth, and he kind of helped me come to the decision of because he's helping me run this campaign. He has a service that helps to help people set up crowdfunding campaigns.
Excellent.
And he kind of, he advised me like, yeah, let's go ahead and it was my idea. He just kind of said it,
it had to be hard though to throw all that work away.
It was very, very difficult. I don't want to kind of go into too much like personal stuff, but money doesn't grow on trees, and so I have, it was a significant financial decision. It was a, it was a difficult decision to completely overhaul the entire book, the interiors at least. Thankfully, we got the covers, but it was a very difficult decision, but I know it was the right decision because the art is so much better now, and we're seeing a lot more interest in this book solely because of the amazing penciling and inks that Kari Salviejo has done.
Now, this image that we're looking at here, I believe this is on your cover image, right?
That's on the cover of the wraparound, the Virgin wraparound edition of the book, yeah.
So that's still the artist that did the original cover, because I remember this image.
Yeah. She's also doing the interiors.
Okay, so the artist you got for the interior was the one you already had do the cover for the wraparound.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, well, good.
So I already had a rapport with her, and she knew the character, and she knew the design, and so she's actually speeding through it right now. And so we're about 3/4 of the way done with the book. It'll be done, obviously before we start fulfilling.
Very cool. Mike Walters in the chat. Hello, Mike. Good to see you out there. Has liked and shared the stream earlier. We do have 2 shows tonight, so we don't do that too often. I don't want to burn myself out doing that. So these pages here, these are the new art pages, because these are definitely new to me. I love when you see reflections in people's shiny metal masks and things.
That was written into the script because I like that too. Yeah, it was. We see Mr. Zup's face. He's terrified, reflected in the chromatic, in the Yeah.
And you know, when you have like you seldom see it done, usually cinematically, but when you have like these shiny reflective surfaces that are metal and they're in outer space, they're almost invisible because they're
Right.
just reflecting the blackness and the stars around them. And then you
Yeah.
just sort of see this shimmer because it's moving and the
Mhm.
reflections are changing. So how much of how much do the readers get to learn about Aquila's personal life? I mean, is it like, you know, here he is, he's in the action, you're going to follow the action of the story. We're not going to go home and see him, you know, relax and chill out and talk about how he got his powers, etc. Or do we?
So, I didn't think it would be a good idea for it to be an origin story. I thought it would be best to jump straight into the action. And because origin stories, they can be kind of, uh, I don't want
Yeah.
to, I'm trying to think of a positive way to say what I'm looking for. But
Sometimes you don't need a whole book for an origin.
yeah, like, and the other thing is like, you know, like I said, first time creator, I want to get people excited about my work. And so origin stories, they can take a lot longer than 24 pages to tell. And so I thought I'll jump straight into the action. I'll because ultimately the origin story, it you know, it's fun. I've got it written. I know all about it, but I don't think it has much of an impact on this story. In future stories, you know, we will learn about his origin story, but I don't think I will ever do like a a comic that is explicitly an origin story. It would all be revealed in flashbacks or in, you know, lines of dialogue, and the audience can kind
Yeah.
of figure it out for themselves.
Classic origin stories took place in 3 panels. Lightning hit the cabinets. He got doused with chemicals. He's late. He runs. Oh my God, I'm really fast. I'm like my favorite comic book character. I
Yeah.
better put on a costume. Done.
Right.
There it was. Um,
Yeah, but there's
Harry
only so
B.
many ways you can string a cat, and
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. Harry B in the chat says that Aquila's a cool looking character. And I do agree. He's got this, yeah, he's with the Phoenix Guard. He's got this centurion look to him,
Mhm.
which makes me wonder, was there, well, you said he's the first human selected for the Phoenix Guard, but was there some sort of a Phoenix Guard representation in ancient Rome or during ancient Rome that might have influenced them or them influence him? I mean, there's an obvious visual and etymological
Yeah.
connection here. That's a hard word to say.
It was more of a gimmick than anything. You're talking about ancient Rome. The character originated as a sketch of this ancient Rome superhero that I was drawing. I had this idea of, wouldn't it be cool if there was a superhero but he was in ancient Rome? And I started started drawing this character, and I don't know how, but he turned into a space cop. And so then, you know, I kept the name Aquila because I thought it was cool. And
It's Eagle, right?
the design changed significantly, but I still think there's a lot of Romanesque aspects to his character design. And all the other Phoenix Guards, they've got the names of different birds in Latin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there was a superhero at one time. I know who I'm thinking of. I just can't remember his secret identity. I want to say it was Marcus Aurelius, not that one. But it was the Alpha Centurion, and he was a Roman soldier who was abducted by aliens and then brought back to Earth after training, experiments, whatever have you, to modern day. And it was a Superman side character.
That sounds interesting. I'll have to dig it out.
It was okay. Yeah, it was. He didn't get his own book or anything, but
right.
it was interesting because he had you know, a very much souped up centurion outfit with modern trappings. Not even modern, postmodern, very sci-fi decked out. This is our bad guy, Ursatz.
Yes.
Is he bear or gorilla?
Read down. Keep reading.
He's a space squatch.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm seeing Ursa and then I'm hearing Ursatz. I'm like, oh, he's like a fake bear.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's you know, he's a Sasquatch that's got like bear-esque features. So he's kind of like half bear, half Sasquatch. So
with some cybernetic implants.
with some cybernetic implants, and the bear aspect is played up in the masks. You can see like there's the teeth details, and I just thought it would be a really cool idea to have this like.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's like taking like elements of really cool things from different things and from different genres and throwing them in a blender and see what pops out, and you've got ersatz.
That's pretty much Aquila in a nutshell. It's a George Lucas, when he made Star Wars, he took all the stuff he loved when he was a kid and kind of put it in a blender, and Star Wars came out as this delicious smoothie. And I kind of thought, well, that seems like a formula for success. So I took all the stuff I like and put it in a blender, and Aquila's come out.
Yeah, and immediately you've got all this sci-fi stuff, and I don't care how many robots and aliens or what you have. That's a Western right there. That's a cowboy movie.
Yeah. And that's deliberate, because there's that whole aspect of, in this story, the solar system is it's not really cared about by the galactic government because there's not really much going on here. So the criminals like to hide out here. It's kind of like the frontier. The criminal or a pirate cove. The criminals all hide out in the solar system, and like I said, there's only one Phoenix Guard per system. It doesn't make any sense that there would be, only one. Doesn't matter how much crime there is.
Yeah,
there's just one. It doesn't make much sense to us, but maybe it makes sense to an alien.
Like, there's 25 planets in this solar system. What am I doing?
Yeah,
it could be a big one.
Yeah, but it makes sense to an alien. It doesn't make sense to us. And so yeah, they so there is that kind of lone sheriff kind of aspect of it, and I really wanted to push that.
It could also be basically a representation of exactly how much power they put in this guy. Now, I don't know what kind of power he has, if he's just got, a souped up spacesuit and he's like you said, the sheriff, or if the Phoenix Guard has said, hey, you're going to be the the Phoenix Guard representative, stand under this light here because we're going to zap you with some stuff.
Right. Well, it's a big inspiration for this character was the Japanese transforming heroes. Just like I said, it was stuff that I loved when I was a kid. So in the 1990s, we had the Saban reimagining of the Japanese TV series Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Metal Heroes, and he acquired all these transforming hero shows and transformed them into Power Rangers, Masked Rider, Beetlebots, or whatever they were called, and so that, like I said, I wanted that stuff that I loved when I was a kid and like jam it into something else. So his powers are all related to the suit. While he's out, when he doesn't have his suit on, he is, functionally powerless. But he can transform into a Phoenix Guard, and when he's got the powers, his super strength is magnified by the power of 10.
So he's 10 times stronger than a normal man.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's also got a like a force field. The armor is virtually impenetrable. He's got jet
energy
boots.
Weapons.
He got head-up display in his armor. He's got a computer that he can talk to, kind of like an AI, Jarvis sort of thing. And he's got, and the coolest thing is that he's got a holster that can transform into any weapon he wants.
Oh, nice. So you said he transforms. So when he sees trouble, he doesn't have to run home and put his suit on. It's more of a, hold up my thing or whatever thing I got to do.
Yeah, some kind of Phoenix Guard version of It's Morphin Time. Yeah.
Very nice. I'm seeing the box here. A lot of people are going for these boxes. Is this?
Yeah, I think 22 or something have been sold so far. Yeah, 22 exactly have been claimed so far.
Is this one of the magnet closures, or is this the tuck closure box?
Like I said, Odin did a lot of the stuff for this campaign for me because I didn't know I didn't know the ropes, and he kind of set it all up for me. Like you pay him a fee, and he does the campaign for you.
Okay, and it's a tuck box because that's what the Embrace was, and I shipped them. So
right, yeah. So I think we're following that model, but this box is, it's got that amazing wraparound cover by Kari on it. And it's going to have some cool stuff inside of it. It's going to have that amazing standee, 6-inch standee of Aquila looking like, sheriff entering the saloon.
And there's that. So yeah, that's the acrylic standee. I'm going to have a whole shelf full of these one day here because I've got to set up and coming. There's a Phoenix Guard badge pin and a patch. Okay,
yeah, you could join the Phoenix Guard yourself and give yourself a bird name.
So the good guys get a pin and the bad guys get the patch.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm guessing they are the bad guys. They're not the Phoenix Guard. So
yeah,
you don't have
the Black Skull gang are the criminals led by Ersatz.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a gang of ugly
skull
aliens. Yeah, they're aliens, so why give it an alien skull? Yeah.
Yeah, four eyes stacked the way they are. That hurts my head. Yeah. So you got the main book, Dean. You got Embrace all over this thing, man. Dean James doing the cover here.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, he's doing the lettering as well.
Oh, cool. Well, he'll do a good job on that because I've seen his work.
Yeah, he's an astounding talent. He gets better every day. And he did that all himself. He penciled, inked, and colored it single-handedly.
Yeah, it's sweet stuff
with traditional methods. Yeah.
And here's the wraparound cover. And then you're selling the original art. Wow.
Yeah. So Dean's cover is already sold, and that sold within first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I bet. And then for a stretch goal at 3,600, which you're closing in on real quickly here.
Yep.
This will be the Rich Ayala. So, okay, Roach Balls. I was going to say,
yeah,
that's a departure from his style that I've seen in Roach Balls, but
yeah, no, but not. yeah, he's a really unique talent. He's got a very distinctive style. And I thought that the goons from my book would look really, really cool in his style. And he put his own flavor on Aquila, and he put his own flavor on all the aliens too. And I think it's a really cool piece. That's available for sale as well for $400, which I think is a bargain.
Yeah.
So that's still available on the campaign if you want some exclusive Rich Ayala Roach Balls art.
And then you got your 6 a.m. Comics Aquila Fridge Magic Magnet here.
Yep.
At the 4,000 mark, which isn't too far off from the first stretch goal.
Uh-huh.
And then, wow, mini print. Okay, so this is it's going to be colored.
Yeah.
And it's a mini print. So I'm guessing what, 6x9 or?
I don't want to false advertise. We will find out, and I will add it.
Yeah, it could be like, comic book sized or smaller than comic book sized.
Yeah, like I said, it's my friend. It's Michael Oden's kind of helping me set this up. But I will find out. But that's going to be colored. That's Elliot Rodriguez, an amazing talent. Like Dean, he's constantly getting better. He's always putting out great work, and that piece of art is going to look amazing with these colors.
Yeah, and this is a sample of the interior pages if it gets colored.
Yeah, that's kind of the creme de la creme. That's like, when I saw that, I was speaking gibberish. I was so flabbergasted I couldn't get any words out. I thought it was, I was comfortable with the book being black and white, but we thought, people there are going to be people who want it colored, and so why don't we make it a stretch goal? And so we got one page colored as a sample by Avery Ferdinand, who did Elysian Fields coloring, and he just blew everyone away with these pages, with these panels.
Okay, there is so much Elysian Fields all over this thing that I've got to wonder if you and Odin have talked about doing the independent comic crossover thing.
Well, he's the editor of this book as well. I've got two editors. I've got Kima Sabe, aka Lee Byron Carver,
two great guys
of the Company Men fame, and I've got Mike Loden of the Embrace fame. And I keep comparing this book to a samurai sword, where it's just like a piece of metal that has been folded and beaten, folded and beaten, folded and beaten again and again and again until you've got such a super sharp weapon that can slice bullets in midair. And that's this book. I wrote it in 2017. It's gone through I don't know how many different variations. It's been edited twice by two different editors, two of the best writers in CEG. The book has been made twice. There's two iterations of the book. There's the original version, which is actually available on the campaign as an add-on, so you can see the kind of prototype. And then there's the definitive Kari version. And it's got two
That's good
covers.
that you're getting some sort of mileage out of all the work that you did put into the book.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to, I didn't want to waste money, and I also didn't want to kind of insult the previous artist by not letting any, all their hard work go into waste.
Yeah.
And it's got an alternate ending. So both versions of the book have got a different ending. So I don't know how many other books have got like, DVD bonus features like that, but you pay an extra $5, you can see a different story basically.
Very cool. You've got the box set here, which is the featured tier for $65. This gets you the Interstellar edition and the Lone Phoenix Guard edition. So basically both covers. Yeah,
but the one with the wraparound cover is gonna be like a special edition kind of. It's gonna have extra pages with behind the scenes information, some character profiles, a visual dictionary, and like concept to my original sketch of a Roman soldier superhero transforms and the slow transformation into the character that we see before us today with that amazing design.
Then you can get, start with the basic tiers. You get the Interstellar edition, which is the Dean James. Wants to keep saying James Dean. Dean James cover.
Yep, absolute bargain price entry point as well.
$10, that's easy.
$10
and $25. Get them both, guys. These books are priced to move.
They were.
And the only other tier you got left is this one.
Yeah, they were strategically designed to be affordable. Like I said, I'm a first-time creator, and so I wanted to put out a product that was risk-free. A lot of people, their first-time books, they put out like 60-page, 90-page, great big books, and a lot of people don't want to take a chance with a writer. They don't want to pay like $25 or $30 for a book by a writer that they don't know. But $10 entry point for a book with this much talent working on it and this level of craft put into it, I think $10 as an entry point is an absolute steal.
Now, it says you got 24 days on here. Is this your first 30 or your second 30?
This is the first 30. Yeah, we launched on the 15th.
So much time. So much time to go. I mean, you got almost a whole month and then a month after. So yeah, these stretch goals, I've got no concern at all that you're going to hit them because you've got great talent on the cover of these books in the form of Mr. Dean James here. Hello there, sir. Glad you came in after I almost flubbed your name up. You're probably lurking and heard me say, yeah, everybody does that. Always saying, yeah, everybody does that, Mike. Because he's an Aussie. He's the guy who helps me get books into Australia. So I would be lost without Dean's enormous help.
And I would be nowhere without Dean either. This cover really brought a lot of eyes into Aquila, and like I said, it was one of the original art was one of the things that pushed this over. Hitting the funding goal within 10 hours. About a quarter of that was people buying somebody buying Dean's book, Dean's original art.
Yeah, and there it is. I mean, somebody is very fortunate to have this. And do you recall if this was well, you might not have even had it in your hands, but was this on a Bristol board or was this more of an 8x11?
Oh, sorry, my phone's ringing. I've cancelled that call. I'm going to be in trouble for cancelling that call too.
Oh,
no,
she's not going to be happy.
No, it's that was done by Dean in person. You can go on his channel and you can see him coloring it, but I don't know what it was done on. But he's in the chat. He can tell us, I think.
Yeah, if he didn't just pop in and leave. So he says it's a 11 by 17 blending card hardboard. So that's kind of like Bristol board. Yeah. So pretty much your blue line paper that you would do comic books on. That's gonna be looking sweet in a frame in somebody's house. And if you're the guy who bought this, you better be putting it in a frame. Come on, don't put that in a portfolio and hide it in a drawer with your other art collection.
I know who's bought it. It's a Dean James super fan. So, big supporter of Dean's, big supporter of Aquila's. I think it's Crazy Mad. I know it was Crazy Mad that got it.
Oh, that's okay. So that's good to have super fans. I'll never be there. But I can dream. I can't wait. I can't wait till there's like a convention again, where all of the independent people start going to it, so I can start going to it and meet all you guys. And you'll have to buy plane tickets and boat tickets or whatever have you to get them.
Not me.
Are you in the States?
Yeah, I live in the States. Yeah,
I thought you did.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of the reason why I live in America. It's kind of like a complicated story, but I think
you're stuck here, huh?
I think to enter this comic scene, I think that might be the reason why, God, Providence, the reason why I'm here is to make a living doing this. I think that's because I don't think I could do it anywhere else. The fact that I'm in the US and that there's such a great comics community here, and I've got all these people that rooting for me, people who I would never have the opportunity to meet if I lived in, anywhere else in the world. I think I'm pretty certain that's one of the reasons why.
It's a lot easier here.
Yeah.
I know that the internet has brought us all together into this global community, but
yeah,
it only goes so far. All right. Well, Aardvark, I didn't want to keep you very long. I know we both had things that were having us rush this interview a little bit. But is there anything that I did miss out on that you definitely want people to know about Aquila, however we're going to pronounce it? When you know what? When you have the book in your hands, it's yours. Pronounce it how you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Pronounce it George.
No, I'm pretty sure we've covered everything. Just, thank you very much, everyone who's backed the book already. Thank you, everyone who is planning to back the book or will back the book in the future. You're making a young guy's lifelong dream become a reality. I've always wanted to be a writer ever since I was old enough to hold a pencil, and seeing this come to life is it's breathtaking. And I really appreciate all of the support, every retweet, every post in the chat. I'm truly, truly, truly grateful. So, and everyone who's letting me come on their show and talk about it, like people like you, RJ. So I really appreciate it.
Well, it's always fun talking with you. I enjoyed our last conversation. I was glad to have you back on. Given that you did have to go through a whole waiting period of having the book redrawn from scratch, you had plenty of time to start writing second and possibly third books.
Written. I wrote them. I started writing these books in 2017. I've been writing. I think I've got about 12 finished scripts, and God knows how many treatments that I am yet to turn into scripts. I've got spin-offs. I've got different characters and stories I'd like to tell. Other characters aren't even related to this scene of space in my universe. So this is the first of hopefully many, and like I said, you don't want to miss it. It's $10. It's very affordable compared to a lot of books that are out there. And
absolutely,
the success that we've had so far.
Check those add-ons out.
Yeah, I'm so pleased about it.
All right. Well, Aardvark, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for bringing Aquila over to us again to take a look at and show off to our audience. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight and participating. We don't have a show without you. Like I say, we're just a podcast falling in the woods without your participation. So we're always happy you're here. And while you were here, as always, we just hope you had a blast. Good night, everybody.
Good night.